What's the secret of change? We don't fight the old. Instead, we focus on building the new. Welcome to the Table of Change. Come on in and have a seat at our table.
Table of Change, Bahamas. We're back again. It's another Tuesday on Table of Change. We will be changing the table when it comes to customer service. We have Mr. Clint Watson again with us. This is the second show. That's how good it was the first time.
It was good. It was good. I'm happy to be back here again. I must have done something right.
Yeah, you did it all right.
Oh, man.
You changed the table. You said a lot of stuff. You said things that were pertaining to Z&S. I mean, there were things that I wanted to say and I think I couldn't. But you covered all the grounds, and I'm so grateful.
And it's good to be back. I believe this program is going to be a very effective tool for people to express their concerns or to express their suggestions, and for us to better what we do in this country. I think for far too long we've been settling for mediocrity and settling for mediocre service. And I think this program will cause people to become a little more conscious of what it is that they're delivering to the public.
Yes, because I said to someone today, I met at one insurance company, and I know they like to call the name when it's a good comment. And I said to them, we did this.
Yeah.
And so it's going to take all of us to change it.
Yes. I think we don't recognize that we're our biggest problems, right? We created the mess that we're in, and so it's up to us to fix it. And I believe this is the era of change, the era of being able to bring that level of change, and programs like Table of Change will be able to do that. Lead people in the right direction, steer people in the right direction. It's not about criticism, but it's about making people aware of what they can fix. Because sometimes when you're in it, you don't see it. Or you believe you're so gung-ho and sold on your own product, you don't recognize that it's not meeting the mark.
Yes.
And so sometimes it takes somebody who's looking from the outside in to give you a better vision. I also people having tunnel vision ain't good. You got to have people who can see how you're producing and what you're doing, and it will dictate where you go. And it's always good to have people who could say, man, give me some real feedback. Don't tell me what I want to hear. Tell me what I need to know and be aware of.
Yes.
And I think if more people did that, there'll be more people improving what it is we do.
Yes, and so I want to say to our radio listeners, once in Nassau, your number to call in, you'll be able to call in a little bit later. It's 325-540-3405. And all my family island of people, you are a part of this as well. It's 300-8255. Please call us. Without you, there is no show.
That's correct.
We need each other.
That's correct.
So please call us. And so let me share my experience today. I just remembered, I said, I don't remember paying my insurance premium for a while. Let me check on this. And so as I was driving, I pulled to the side and I said, let me look for this number. And I called the company and they answered right away, which was really good.
Which is good because nowadays everybody's so sophisticated with these phone systems, you get voicemails all day.
Yes. And so going through that, what really happened is she answered so fast, and I just said, listen, can you check my insurance for me? And I gave her my name, and I said, I have an account number. I said, I didn't hear from them. I have an account number. Do you need it? She said, no, I don't need that. I have it up already.
Wow.
I said, I don't even remember if I gave you the name.
Ready to serve.
And she's ready to serve, and she had it up, and she gave it to me, and then she was telling me, I said, can you tell me, please don't tell me it's lapsed. And she said, no. And she calculated everything and she gave it to me. I said, I'm not far away. I'm going to come now and pay it. And when I reached to the counter, the lady at the desk, she couldn't find it.
Wow.
Right? And so I said, I just spoke with someone. Maybe you can call her. And then she said to me, so she dialed the number and then she didn't say anything, but she was talking. And I didn't hear her call my name. So I said, excuse me, are you still serving me? Because I'm so used to they're serving you, but they're also serving someone else between. And so she said, yeah, she's giving me the number. I said, that's another wow, because I didn't hear you tell her my name. So she spoke to the same person. So what happened was she was writing it. She did write it down. So I just could not leave the place. I went and find her. I said, who's our supervisor? I need to speak with her. And I told her, I said, listen, I was blown away. This lady just did it right, and she said, that's what we do here. And it was great to hear that. And I invited her to listen to the show tonight.
And I'm glad you actually called her supervisor, because sometimes we're so quick on calling to complain about somebody,
Yes,
but we don't call to praise about somebody.
Yes.
I think that's just as equally important when we praise people, because that helps businesses know who are your top flyers, who's doing what's right, and it's good feedback. If you're going to criticize people, also praise them when they do things right.
Yes.
And so I'm glad you did. A lot of people don't take the time out to do that. And I think we ought to do it. We don't take it for granted and say, well, I expect that kind of service. I think in an era where we've been missing so much, that it's important to highlight the people who go the extra mile to make sure that they make that customer feel special every time they respond to them.
Yes.
That's a good thing.
And so, Tamara, I'm not going to take this whole show over, because I will carry this for the whole hour. So come on, Tamara, let's hear from you.
Okay, you guys, I want to do something a little different, because somehow when we've been talking about customer service, we always talk about the person in front of the customer. But what I got this week really took me off guard, and it really needs to be addressed. Because when we talk about technology and the part it plays in customer service, someone wrote into a business. So I got to set up the scene for you. What did they say? Sicily, 1942. I got to set it up for you. So what happened was, she is moving to the family island, and she needed a mailboat to take her stuff to the family island. She was able to find the business on Facebook, and therefore she, sent a message to the business. Now, Jackie, you ready to humor me, Jackie?
Are you're sending me something?
Yes, I'm gonna let you read as the customer, and I'll read as the business.
Okay, let's do it, Tamara. Let's do it.
Now, your listening audience, let me tell you, you need to keep this number handy. 325-5403. You're going to need that number, 4 through 5, and then also for the Family Islanders, 300-8255. And Clint, you're going to need pen and paper, because I want you to now, let's dissect this from a management point of view,
Sure.
and how this situation could have been handled, this customer service situation.
Mm-hmm.
So, Jackie, you begin, and you be the customer.
Okay, let's go. Hi, are you still servicing cargo to Bibini? Question mark.
At 12:46 a.m. Question mark, really? Question mark.
Wait now, this is going to get really hot. Tamara, okay, I'm going to go on. So the customer says, good morning. This is the next morning. Good morning. Aside from this being a most unprofessional response I've ever received in my life, you don't know what time zone I'm in, or what time I have available in the day to send queries. Furthermore, this number has been advertised as a business in capital letters, as a business number, so the time I message shouldn't matter, as long as I get a response within the business hours, which I haven't even gotten, period.
Yes, Jackie. Clint, we're keeping in mind, this is all written. This is not he say, she say. This is written. This is factual. So now the business responds back to the customer. First of all, thank you for reaching out to our company. We appreciate your consideration. Please note that when contacting a company that may be in a different time zone, it is respectful and considerate to align your contact times with responsible business hours of that company, rather than expecting them to adjust to your time zone. Our business hours are 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., Monday to Thursday. The information will be updated on our face page shortly. Additionally, please be informed that the scheduled departure from Nassau is at 4 p.m. on Thursday. Best regards, and the press symbol.
Oh, she ended peacefully. She ended with the prayer. But Tamara, I don't know this. I'm happy that this was not face-to-face, because how do you know what? Mr. Clint, I'm going to give you the honors.
Well, I think what we have to remember, right? The customer is trying to get a service. They don't know all the rules and all the functions of how it works. All they know is they need a service done. They called you and selected you, which is big because they could have chosen anybody else. They went to you. It is an opportunity for you to make your business available to somebody. It's an opportunity to make them shine. So to turn somebody off by trying to correct them about how they should have gone about it is already the wrong thing to do. People don't know all of the protocols for things. All they know is, I need a service, you provide a service, can you help me? They don't know, oh, you're not allowed to call at this hour. You're not allowed to call. And you know how many times we make that mistake, right? People come to us, let's say they come, for example, to a particular office in the civil service for service. Oh, you can't come here for that. We don't do that here. You have to go downtown to get that done. We don't do that here. Rather than saying, listen, this is not the place, but if I can assist you, if you can't go down there, I'll take it for you and send it up with our courier for you.
Wow.
Because that's trying to find a solution to somebody who just didn't know, but needs a service done that your organization provides, right? So chastising a person for calling at a certain hour is really dumb and stupid. Because they don't know that. Sometimes they don't recognize, oh, it's a different time zone, wrong time. All they know is, I'm trying to access a service, I need a solution. So what that client should be more concerned about is being able to provide a solution for that person, not whether or not they follow the protocols. That's absolutely crazy. I would be hammered the phone. I would never reach out to that company again. Matter of fact, I'll put them on blast. And say, these people don't know the customer service. I don't care about your time frame. The fact is, you answered, right?
And but guess what, Mr. Watson? This was text to them.
Right.
So the thing about it is that if it was a business phone, then you don't even have to answer. You really didn't have to answer inside the business hours. But if you did answer,
matter of
at
fact,
least be respectful.
if you were sophisticated enough, when the text came into those persons, you would have an automatic business response that says, thank you for your inquiry. Our business hours are 8 to 5.
Wow.
We will reach out and contact you first thing in the morning.
Yes.
That's what you do at a professional business agency that deals with people from different time zones. You put the automatic message reply on, and then you contact them first thing in the morning. But if you're going to respond to them, then just do the business one time.
Right.
Or even if you say,
Exactly.
hello, thank you for your inquiry, appreciate it. We will respond to you first thing in the morning, our time as it is, whatever time it is here. We've taken your information and we will provide you a response. That's better than telling the person, do you realize what time it is? Oh Lord,
Oh my
mercy.
goodness! Tamara, I
Lord
really,
mercy.
A lot
I
of
really
circumstances-
wish. This is a
A
wish
lot of
that this
in this
customer.
circumstance, the business, I feel, was the aggressor. I feel like her opening comment was innocent. I don't understand. How do we get from, hi, are you still servicing cargo, to at 12:46 a.m., really?
Wow. Yes, you went from 0 to 100.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because, and a matter of fact, she should have just answered, because if you can answer the phone at 12:46, you must be receiving cargo.
Yeah.
Or something.
Oh my goodness!
Something going on at 12:46 in the morning. Lord have mercy.
That's why we had to have you on again, because you're going from being Mr. Watson to because you are so direct and you hit the
Listen, you know
nail
me.
on the head every time.
If you go
But
answer the phone at
also,
12:46,
is
something
there,
going on.
okay, you're a little bit more advanced than me in this whole, this business realm. Is there some type of protocol for calling from a different time zone? Because I'm not sure. Anyone's aware of that?
No, there is no protocol. But a matter of fact, we've always tell people in this day and time where the global village exists, and customers are no longer the customer around the corner; they're customers around the world, and they're trying to solicit your service. You ought to be able to respond to people, or have a system designed that if you can't respond, there's an acknowledgement of people's message, especially if you're providing a product that people may need from a different country. You ought to be able to understand that. Listen. If you can't have people working around the clock, then you have systems in place to receive their inquiries and be able to tell them, like I said, we'll get back to you in a few hours. We will respond to you. But you have to understand, if you're going to be in the global arena, that people ain't going to be calling 9 to 5. It ain't 9 to 5 everywhere around the world.
Right.
So you have to know that if you're going to be in the global village and you're providing a service that people from around the world will need to access, you need to be able to reach people 24/7, and people need to be able to reach you 24/7 if you're going to be in that market. If not, then fine.
I'm really hoping that this customer is listening.
And it's not that.
I would really
and
like
what,
for
I
her to
just
give
have
us a
say,
call.
Because
it doesn't make a difference if this customer.
I would really like for the customer to call in if you're listening so that you can explain. Are you from Nassau? Were you going to Bimini? Were you sending something to Bimini? And I'm hoping that this is not the only carrier to Bimini.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well,
That person
Jackie,
was
that's
getting a
why
rough
she
night.
can't go on. The story goes deeper. She hasn't sent the stuff on the carriers yet, and she's being told that this is the only means of getting her stuff back. So what happens is we get this bad customer service, Jackie, and now we're hostage. So her plan is not to bring it to their attention until she's already gotten her stuff safely to the island.
Wow.
Well, if this is the only one, and we've already said where it's going, I'm sure that the owners of that cargo ship
Yeah.
I'm hoping
I
that they
think
can
there's
hear
always
because
somebody higher up who can obviously address the matter and ensure that this person is bad for your business.
yes, and
Now,
call
but
us.
now, Clint, let's be real now. How do we know that this is not the owner that have the phone, or certainly not the
Oh my!
one of the exec? If you have the business cell phone, I'm thinking it's just not everybody. How do we notice it's an owner that's doing the actual talking?
Well, it's probably why they're in that shape. If they don't know, if the owner's answering the phone, then it's probably why they're frustrated from having to do all the jobs.
Well, you know why
that's true.
I can say maybe is big, but I'm an island girl, and the reason why I say it doesn't have to be the owner is because sometimes they have their kids who kind of take charge.
Yeah.
Of the business, and they're not doing it properly. So I really think I want to find out
It
what's
might
the
even be
name
a
of
kid.
that.
Listen, we have people that in family operations, the person who operating the business carries a phone home because it's just them and maybe a couple other workers. And so they carry the phone home in case the boss is trying to reach them or in case somebody's trying to reach them. It seems like somebody, first of all, who either was frustrated or somebody who has
man.
no concern that their job is on the line.
Yeah.
Might be the owner, might be the owner's spouse, owner's girlfriend. I
Could
don't
be
know,
anyone.
Could be anybody who obviously feel as if they have nothing to lose by answering in that manner. But it's unfortunate.
And it should not. It should not make a difference to us, right? But I'm thinking to myself, this may not just be one woman with 4 containers to take to Bimini. This might be someone that's opening a business that needed to now maybe take the boat off of its regular route to rent it out to transport stuff. You don't know what type of business you're going to be getting from this one message. And for you, the owner, to take it from A to Z and lose out, you don't even know what you're losing out on. And, that's the biggest thing we do in customer service, underestimate people. You cannot underestimate your customer. And yes, Jackie, I know you would say it should not matter whether it's boxes or it's the whole boat. But at the end of the day, come on, if you're talking about time zones, then maybe you're used to dealing with international people or people from around the world or whatever. But at the end of the day, is this what your business is representing?
Well, this is really something because this is the reason why table exchange exists. I felt a problem. I was feeling a problem everywhere I went for service, and this is why we are looking for solutions. So Table of Change, Bahamas, if you want to sponsor into Table of Change, you can call it as 449-9106. Give us a call and let us know if you want to feed into this because you see it's needed. Just let us know. And Family Islanders, please call us at 300-8255 and Nassau. We're not forgetting you. Please call us at 325-5403-405. We really want to hear from you. Please call us.
But Jackie, I just had to ask Clint in terms of him, being the general manager of the Broadcasting Corporation. If this situation was brought to you, there's no longer he say, she say, what could have happened or what might have been said. If you have this in front of you and you are the manager, would you discipline in this situation?
Of course, because that's not representing the brand of the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, right? And I always try to encourage staff that you, whatever you're feeling or going through or whatever is affecting the way your mood should never roll over to the customer. The customer is coming to access a service. You are there to deliver a service. That ought to be paramount to you. You should not be concerned about anything else other than delivering good service. And so that is a reprimand. That's easily a reprimand because you have just caused the corporation business. That's a problem.
We have Larry Dorset calling from the family of islands. This is great. Let's go, Mr. Dorset.
Yes, last week I listened to your show, but I didn't get to call in. But you're addressing all of the problems of the issue, right? But one of the basic fundamental problem is us, the humans, is we don't really care no more. The things that you're talking about can be addressed, and I've seen it in business places, meaning that you have professional people, they exercise what the business calls for, but you can see, they don't get to shit in with the customer. And for instance, there was a time when the issue at hand was all the documents was in there. And so they just say, hey, I'm sorry, you don't have this, you don't have that, you need this and go. She wait, just a minute. She didn't say you need this and that. She just said you don't have all that's needed.
Yeah.
Now, if a person is on the front line, and I've seen it with Mr. Watson there, that's why I decided to call in. See, you have to put people in your business to deal from the counter with people, not just to know the policy of the business, but people really care.
Yeah.
All these basic things that you guys are fixing can be fixed. But if you look around the Bahamas and with us, from generation to generation, we are losing that care for one another, that concern about one another's property or being. And really the point now where I get on my way. You know what I mean? It's like in the States. Very place I go to the States years ago. My mother, I'm 60 now, so my mother said, let's stop looking at these people. People don't want to look at them. And so I realized then, like, the distance of big cities and big things, people can easily become so detached from one another because of problems or things that happen with a lot of people in one area. And so we have to take all these things into consideration. Sometimes it's probably good not to get involved, but it's not the right thing for community building. So when you have a business or anything like that, you have to pick the right people to do the right job. Some people are just good to put in that office and leave them in there. Don't put them on the counter. They keep all your records and everything together, but boy, they bother people. You understand what I mean?
Yes, sir. You
Let
are
me
absolutely.
explain why. Listen to what Clint had to say. And he said just now, he said basically what I wanted to say. He was over here some time ago doing the aftermath of Dorian. I gather he was working with some news station at the time, but he was a reporter, and he went to High Rock, and he interviewed a very good friend of mine, and the care, people are already traumatized. Some people just want to see what happened with this, but the concern that he showed to the end of the interview, he even asked for a hug.
Wow.
I told Bev, I said, I didn't want to call her name. You need to say that. You know what I mean?
Mr. Dawson, you doing such a fabulous job, but you right in line with what we're saying in terms of talking about caring and not just knowing the policy and now how you related to the interview that Clint did.
Okay.
We just want to thank you for calling because you're in line with exactly what we're saying and what we're trying to do. Now, any other callers out there? Because the lines are filling up. Jackie, I really believe what Mr. Dawson is saying in terms of the care. Because we keep saying we know what is expected in terms of customer service, but why aren't we getting it? And the key component there is the care.
Very true. Mr. Dawson was very true, and thank you for your kind words, sir. But what he said was, it brought my mind back to something. Similar to filling out forms, right, or having documents that you need for something. This now smart companies that require people to have certain documents in place to get a service
Right.
ought to think sometimes people may not have all of their documents together. So what do? Here's what you do. You have a customer service desk where people first walk in. Before they go to a line, the customer service representative said, "Hi, how are you here to receive X, Y service?" "Yes, I am." "Do you have these documents with you?" "Oh, I have A, B, and C, but I don't have D." "Okay, you're going to need D in order to get this service." That saves the customer having to stand on that line, wait for service, get to the representative at the counter, only to be told you don't have all the documents. So I've wasted all this time only to recognize I don't have the documents. But if somebody is there when I first enter to check and make sure I have all the documents I need to receive the service, then that saves me time and money, and it shows me that you care.
Yeah.
That I have what I need to have in order to receive the service. So that's why people get frustrated. You wait on the line for an hour, finally get to the counter to get service, realize that you don't have something with you that you need, and it's frustrating that they can't help you. And you tell them, "Can I leave this and go back?" "No, you take care of it. I can't keep nothing." So you have to go back, and when I go back, what do? Sometimes they tell you to stand on the line again.
Yep.
They may say, "Okay, you come back to the window," but when you come back there, people looking at you like, why you jump the line? But if people in these businesses would simply have a customer service desk, that when somebody enters their business, they find out what their service is, even to make sure they're in the right line. It's worse when you stand on the line, only to find out, "Oh, that ain't this window. You have to go down the hall for that service." You're like, could somebody not have saved me having to stand on this line? So that's why it's important in businesses that deal with the customer to ensure that you have customer service representatives at the door to ensure that people go to the right line and have the right documentation so that the service is better. And that's thinking about the customer.
People, yes.
Thinking about people.
But you know they take pride in telling you don't have everything.
Yeah.
They light up.
It's crazy.
They just love to say that.
It's crazy. It's crazy that people in today's
And,
time don't make sure the customer is taken care of.
What you say is how you say it. It's not what you say, is how you say it.
Yeah.
And what Mr. Demerit said in terms of not just knowing the policy, but caring. There's a way to say you don't have the right paperwork without it having such a sting, without it having such an ugly taste. If you just simply rephrased it and take it from a caring point of view. Man, after I got that note, that customer service note, that really had me for a loop. Mm-hmm. I can't believe that. I hate to believe that we are rude in terms of customer service one-on-one, but to have the audacity to type it out where there is no disputing it, I just find it incredible. So if anyone out there listening find it incredible, after this break, you need to call us at 325-5403, 325-5405, and also Family Islanders, you can call 300-8255. We're going to take a break, but when we come back, we will be back still with Mr. Clint Watson, General Manager of the Broadcasting Corporation, former press secretary in the Office of the Prime Minister, founding news director and creator of Eyewitness News, 4 years producing and managing successful TV shows Beyond the Headlines, Youth Zone, Icon Award winner, Mr. Clint Watson. We'll be back shortly.
RBC will find the right loan for all of you with competitive rates and extended terms to suit you. Whether it's for debt consolidation, your next vehicle or home purchase, sometimes we all need a little more. No matter the reason for the loan, we're here to help you find the solution. RBC. RBC has all the loans for all of you. Let's start with a conversation today.
Hey, what's up, NASA? This is your boy Prime Guy Beyond, inviting you to the biggest beach party of the summer. The Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas presents the Summer Splash Beach Party at the British Colonial Hotel. It's an event for the entire family. This Independence Holiday, July 10th. This one is going to be epic. You don't want to miss it. There'll be lawn games, tournaments, food and drinks, and so much more. There'll be live performances while your favorite DJs entertain you all day long. It's the Summer Splash Beach Party at the British Colonial this Independence Day. Admission is $40 for adults, $20 for children. Gates open at 11 a.m. The Summer Splash Beach Party at the British Colonial Hotel, number 1 Bay Street. Powered by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
From June 1st to November 30th, the ZNS Radio and TV network is the number 1 source in the Bahamas for hurricane information before, during, and after a storm. Now is the time to choose your radio and TV hurricane season ad package. Get extra special rates and run the ads only when you want them to run. Call the ZNS sales office today at 502-3800.
The specials to help you celebrate independence are at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Rainbow Chunk Tuna, 5 ounce, 2 for $1.89. Panama Raw Shrimp, 41.50, 12 ounce, $4.99. Fresh Pork, $1.99 per pound. Honey Glow Pineapples, $4.99 each. Super Value Water, 1 gallon, $1.29. Happy Independence from Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
You will the difference. Ruby's Ultra Tech in your car. Fill up with Ruby's Ultra Tech. Spend less and go far. Fuel up with Ruby's Ultra Tech. Get the most out every ride. Just watch your car perform with the best fuel inside. Fuel up with confidence in every mile. Get Ruby's Ultra Tech in your tank and drive with a smile. Watch your car perform with the best fuel inside. Fuel the difference with Ruby's Ultra Tech.
Whatever should be expected of an insurance company is exactly what you'll find at Harvest Insurance Brokers. And right now is a great time to sign up for automobile, home, group, or life insurance policies. But at this moment, what's really amazing is their newly introduced National Workers Healthcare Insurance Plan, which is a strong and concise medical package designed for retirees or those entering retirement, starting from as low as $275 per month. Harvest Insurance Brokers, located Dowsville and Armstrong Street. Dial 326-808445.
Life's a beach. Get ready for the biggest beach bash of the summer, and this Independence holiday we could be loving life in luxury. Because the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas presents Summer Splash Beach Party at the British Colonial Hilton Hotel. Mom, stop that. It's an event for the entire family, so that means you can enjoy lawn games, tournaments, food and drink, live entertainment, and DJing all day long. Admission is $40 for adults and $20 for kids. Gates open at 11 a.m.
Because who don't want to be in the Hilton?
It's the Summer Splash Beach Party at the British Colonial Hilton, number 1 Bay Street, powered by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
Looking for the ultimate in home security? Look no further. We Buy You Sell has state-of-the-art security steel doors, the fortress your home deserves. Doors so strong they're virtually impenetrable. At We Buy You Sell, our security steel doors are built to withstand anything you can throw at them. With reinforced steel and cutting-edge locking mechanisms, your security is covered. These doors come in a variety of styles and finishes. We Buy You Sell. Visit our showroom today, number 163 Robinson Road. Call 698-1140.
Table of Change. We are back with Table of Change. Family Island listeners, please call 325-5403-425. And I'm sorry, Nassau, that's your number, 325-5403-425. And Family Islands is 300-8255. We are back with Table of Change talking about customer service. Sponsors, please call us at 449-9106. If you feel like we do need a change in customer service, please help us to have this show on every Tuesday, 9 to 5 on ZNS.
I agree.
We have So, Mr. Watson, we in the break we were talking about what the solutions are to change his customer service, and I had an idea with Table of Change is putting out there. We would really want to bring all of the MPs along with their PSs because they're the ones that know the run of the
ministries and
the
various
ministries,
departments.
right? And so we'll want them to come on the show so that they can all come on board because we really need like the staff, employees to know that we are serious about this.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking, as a people, we really don't like writing. But we know how to open up our mouth and speak when and when something happened, it's good when you can get it right then. So I would want like a big cell WhatsApp number to be put in the foyer where people could say, we love you, we want to hear your cry, we want to fix it. So call us and let us know.
Yeah.
And have a representative there to really take care of our people.
I think it goes back to people understanding, why am I doing this service? Why do I want to give good service, right? Not just the fact that I've been trained, this is what I do. Because you can tell a difference in somebody who's just following a procedure from whether they are giving it from their heart.
Yes.
It's a difference. You know those who you go anywhere and you get a service and you see they're just following what I've been told to do from those who give a different kind of service because they want to make the people they're serving feel good. It's a difference. I'll give you a good example. Nowadays, the trends with drive-thrus, especially these fast food restaurants, is let's beat the clock because we know our head office is tracking our progress. So now what they do is, if you notice that some of these fast food restaurants, their drive-thrus, they don't let you pull right up to order. There's somebody out there with the order board in their hand. They're way ahead of the drive-thru. They take your order and they tell you wait. And they tell you when to go up to go to the window. Why? Because they don't want you standing, they don't want you driving in that queue waiting. Why? Because the clock is running as long as you're in that queue. And the clock starts from the minute you place your order in until you get it from the window. And that is generated at head offices of these places. And so that's how they're able to track which branch is doing better with drive-through service time versus not. So what happens is these branches have gotten smart, and if you notice, they don't let you drive straight up to the window no more.
Right.
Because they don't want you waiting, because the clock is on. So they tell you when woman place your order, they then have somebody who else is outside who tells you to wait. They keep telling you wait. The drive-through line is empty. But they tell you wait. Why? They won't wait until that food is ready. Then they tell you move because the calculation starts when your car goes to your first payment line. And after you go from the payment line to the pickup line, they're calculating how long you're waiting. And that's how they're evaluated at these branches. So they try to beat the system by now coming up with this plan of having you stop. The drive-thru empty. All the cars on the road. But they won't let the cars come up on the drive-thru because the longer you're in that queue waiting to be served, their clocks are running and they're being poorly evaluated. So they try to manipulate the system by having you not go in that drive-through line, wait on the regular road, or wait in the area before the drive-through line, take your order there with a lady who has a menu board so you don't go to the speaker board anymore, and then they tell you when to go up to the window. So everybody's doing that now to manipulate the system. But I'm saying to myself, no one's understanding. The purpose that your head office is calculating your time is to make sure that you're delivering quality service and getting people in and out quickly. But so you manipulating the clock is not benefiting the customer. It's only manipulating to headquarters, making them think that you're serving people faster. But you're not serving them faster. But you're inconveniencing a customer to try and give the clock a false picture to your head office that you're servicing people fast. And that happens to some of our major franchises, chicken eateries, major franchises, that's all I would say. And I've seen it in some of the burger places as well, too. And I keep saying to myself, they've missed it. They don't understand the reason your company is clocking you is to make sure you're delivering good quality service in a fast, efficient manner. It's not about you getting a good report. It's about keeping that customer. But you're not keeping the customer because you're frustrating the customer that they're waiting out in the road and can't come in the drive-through line. And then you're directing them when they should go to the window, when they shouldn't go to the window. You're still impacting the service in a negative way. But they don't get it. They don't recognize it's to help customer service, not just to evaluate you.
You know, I did ask that question. I've been around to most of those
drive-throughs.
Yeah, I've been around because I am actually still a Craven driver.
Right.
So I've been around watching it. I've been helping. I've been talking to the people to the top. And so what you're saying to me is when management put the board in place, because what they actually put that in place for is so they can know ahead of time what they need to prepare for. Because some of the fast places, they don't want to prepare the food and then no one is coming to buy it. And so they need to know that the staff is now not using it for what it's intended to do.
Correct.
They're using it for their benefit.
They're using it to beat the system.
Wow.
And it's so, and I told them, I didn't have to go. They said, I know what y'all doing. They said, what? I thought y'all trying to manipulate the clock that's evaluating how long you take to serve a customer, and they burst out laughing.
You mean nobody's on the line?
Right. And they tell you that you can't pull up. Right? They tell you, hold on, wait right there. Right? A good example, and there's no problem saying it, I have no issue saying it here. Good example is KFC Prince Charles. Right? KFC Prince Charles renovated. Right? They're the Prince Charles Shopping Center. Their drive-through starts on the Prince Charles side and the shopping center side. So if you notice, people are waiting, blocking up the Prince Charles Shopping Center while the drive-through that goes all the way around is empty. The woman who's taking the order, she's way at the front of the drive-through, right? And so you on that line blocking up entrances in the shopping center when the whole drive-through is empty. Because they don't want you to go in that drive-through line because the clock is calculating how long you're waiting in that line. So they let you wait there so that when you go to the woman and you give her your order, and then they tell you when you can go up. They'll say, okay, now you can go up. Or they say, hold on right here. And she goes to everybody's window off that drive-through line and takes their order. And then they tell you, okay, you can go. And then you drive all the way around, to the window, pay your money, then go up, grab your food and go. And they make it seem as if you only waited a couple seconds to get your food. But the whole drive-through lane that you built is empty.
Wow.
That makes no sense.
Wow.
And traffic is backed up because your drive-through is way out in the road because you won't allow cars to queue up in the drive-through lane that you have created because you don't want people to see how long they're waiting in that drive-through line. Wendy's does it. I've seen Wendy's out Sea Grape Shopping Center. They do the same thing. I've seen it all around. Everyone is trying to beat the clock at their head office when it calculates their drive-through time because they're evaluated by that.
Man, that's
and at the end of the
crazy.
day, they don't realize that you're inconveniencing customers trying to beat the clock for your evaluation.
And we put up with this. We see this all the time. We put up with it. And the only way it's going to make a difference if we notice what they're doing.
Listen, I would even talk about giving them an order and telling them, no, take this off, add this on. And then when you get your product, you say, you know what, I should really look at this before I drive off. But you say, no, I was explicit in what I want. I repeated what I want. They got to have gotten it right. Only to pull off and realize they ain't get it right at all. You're wondering how much times you have to repeat to a customer something to get it right.
And when they don't get it right, Mr. Watson, it goes in the garbage bin.
Oh, yeah.
So the company is losing.
Yeah.
So it just makes more sense that they put in place the amount of people that they need on the shift. It just makes more sense that they do that.
Yeah.
Just because we really need to be able to deliver great customer service.
But it just shows that we've moved away from customer service and moved more into just doing a job.
Yeah.
And I keep wondering, people, do you realize that there are so many people in this fast food industry that people can have options to go to? So when a customer comes to you, no matter how tired you are, you treat that customer like, listen, you're the best customer, the only customer you have, because that customer is paying your salary.
Yes.
People don't get it.
It's paying the salary and it's paying everybody from the top. It's paying everybody the big bucks. Tamara, I'm giving you your chance, girl. I'm taking it all over tonight. Go ahead.
No, you're doing a good job because you guys got me thinking because it's so simple, but yet still it's not being done. I had this experience and I hate to be the person that always expects to get bad service. Because sometimes if you expect something, then you're kind of predicting the outcome, right? So I try and go in with a positive attitude. But I have to give a shout out to the passport office. Yes, the
Oh
passport
yeah, they've been
office.
doing a great
I
job
had to
recently. Yeah.
renew my son's passport, and I was able to go through a local company, iPrint. But unlike this customer had this horrible experience, I was able to now text into iPoint at 4716131, and she was now able to assist me with applying for the new passport, for the renewed passport for my son. She was able to deal with me via text. We're talking back and forth, put it in for me. And she told me that it would take 7 days. But in my mind, I'm thinking 7 days, is that really going to happen? Is it realistic? So in my mind, I was already saying, okay, I'll give it 3 weeks. But she checked in with me. The lady from iPrint, she checked in with me on day 6 and said, just following up with you and waiting to confirm that the passport is going to be ready on so-and-so date. And guess what, Clint?
Wow.
The passport was ready within 7 days.
Amazing. Amazing.
But I was still a naysayer. I was still with negativity. I said, I told someone to pick up the passport for me, and I said, please don't be too upset if you get there if the passport's not ready, because they did say it's going to be ready. They did say 7 days. I got the text, but you know how these things go. When I got the call that the passport was picked up and it was ready, I just had to get a clap for the passport office. I'll give 2 claps for the passport office, please.
Hats off to Chief Passport Officer Simmon, he's doing an excellent job there trying to ensure efficiency. Hats off to them. They're doing it. There are some government agencies that are making concerted efforts to improve. And that's what's so good about what's happening is that people want to see change.
Yes.
People are looking for efficient ways to deliver great service. It's not across the board where there are challenges. People are seriously looking to make a difference. And that is refreshing to know that everybody's not just settling for mediocrity. People want to see change. I want to deliver efficient services to the Bahamian people, especially in the public service.
Yes. Bahamas, don't forget. Nassau, your number is 325-5403 through 4 and 5. And Family Islands is 300-8225. Listen, this show is for all of the Bahamian people. You complain to me all around that the service is bad. Let's change it. Let's call in. Let us know what's good, what's bad. We have toll free 300-8255. Call in, please. Yes, and so, help me here, Mr. Watson. Why? I'm happy that you're doing it tonight. What sense does it make if we can say the good about service and we can call the company's name?
Yeah.
And when it's bad, we cannot call the name, or we should not. Is there a law against that? Do we get in trouble if we do?
Of course not.
Please let us know.
No, especially in a show like this that is designed to talk about customer service. It's important that we are able to say who does well and say where we've had challenges. That's what you expect. It's giving feedback. It's critiquing services. We're well open to be able to say that, and that's why I had no hang-ups on calling the restaurants names, because people are you can't applaud good and not point out the bad. It comes with it. This show is designed to talk about customer service. So people ought to be able to call in and say, listen, I went to this particular place and I had bad service. And I think they ought to be aware of it.
Yes.
I went to this place, I had great service. I want you to know about it and try it out for yourself.
Yes.
That's what this show is about. And there is a fair ground as long as it's done in decency and order and professionally, it's fine. We're going to keep it professional and say what the challenges are that we experience. If you went somewhere and it took long, you ought to be able to say where you went. The service here was slow. I think they ought to be made aware of it and improve on it. That's what customer service is all about. People have to give their responses. And every business should be mature enough to want to hear feedback, because the only way you're going to improve it, if you hear feedback on it.
Yeah, so that's good. So let me share. I really wanted to really save the story because I wanted both businesses to be here live with us. I had a niece of mine. She went to a parlor to get a massage, something. She called in asking about it, but the service on the phone was really not good. And what she did was she called me. So she was emptying it all on me. And I said, you know what? I'm going to call them. I'm going to call them and let them know exactly what happened. Because if we're going to talk about it among ourselves and we're not going to call them, this is a waste of time.
Correct.
And
Correct.
So what she did is she called another company and she got a booking and she went and she was going to go there. And so I called both companies. It happened so that they both know each other. They actually send people from
back and forth.
Right, back and forth to each other. And so we talked about it. And in the end, I'm going to bring all of them on one of the shows. I actually went down to one of the places and took a gift for the lady who actually welcomed my niece. And it was not even her area. She just happened to be out there at the desk.
Wow.
And she gave us so much information that she made the booking. Now, the other person, I did call them as well, and I explained how it was so terrible. And they really was sorry about it.
Yeah.
And they actually gave me and my niece vouchers to go there and have a massage. And because it was not for that reason, we haven't even gone there yet.
Right.
But they understood. And then she said the lady who was behind the phones had someone was sick or someone had died. And she just got thrown right off. And I'm saying that I'm going to take something there for her too. But the point got across. And they apologized for the bad service. And so
that's the difference.
That's the difference.
Is acknowledging
Yes.
that you erred and you make an attempt to fix it.
To fix it.
And that's all that people require. Like I always tell people, we're human. There may be off days. There may be errors, mistakes. That's understandable. But how you fix it can almost be better than delivering great service.
Oh, my goodness. Because look what she did.
Yeah.
She gave something to really say that she was sorry.
right.
And so, and Table of Change wants to bring a circle to everything. And that is why we want to be able to say what happened bad. We want to even help the staff. Call us. Let us meet with them. Let us try to change the way they think. So, and then we will make a difference in the Bahamas when it comes to service.
I agree. I think as businesses, we need to understand that we have to constantly be providing training for our people. Don't ever let it settle that, they came skilled, they know how to do the job. Constantly upgrading the skills of our people, constantly training, because when they get comfortable, they get mediocre. And we have to always understand it's important to always upgrade the skills so that good service becomes the order of the day and never becomes stale or extinct. It has to always be active and not dormant.
And we cannot forget that management is a part of this problem.
Oh, yeah. That's where
that's where it
starts from, right? Everything rises and falls on leadership. Right? It always falls on leadership. So goes the leadership, so goes the business. That's important. So I think when leaders are able to rise to the occasion and put the effort and energy in, the people will catch the vision. But it all falls on leadership.
Yes, so we're coming down to the end. And so do not forget that we are looking for sponsors. We've been doing it on our own from we started. And so we can do with the sponsors. Please call us on 449-9106. Let us know what you want to give, and we'll be happy to receive. And always happy to receive. Yes. And then we together, we're going to make this happen. Tamara?
Jackie, there's always a meeting on the side of the meeting. So I just got a text, but this young lady's like, please ask Mr. Watson for me. How would he handle a situation like this? She works with a very aggressive coworker. They disagreed on a few stuff to the point where the coworker, she just started moving her body in an aggressive way. As her and the other employee was disputing over whatever they were disputing. She felt that the supervisor didn't do anything, and she felt threatened on her job. What made it worse was now that same employee has a situation with a customer, whereas that employee jumped up from her desk and said to the customer, "You need to get out of my face."
Wow.
As the person that's still working with the company, you still are in the situation where you have to deal with this particular employee that you felt almost threatened by. She didn't verbally say anything, but we know that a big part of communication is your body language, is your eyes, and it's the tone that you use, right? It could be nonverbal cues. So she felt threatened. Now that same employee turned that venom onto a customer, and nothing is done. What could she do? What could she do as a worker?
Well, she needs to report it to somebody who's in charge, not just a supervisor who may have done nothing. She needs to go to the head of the company, senior management, and say, listen, this is happening. This is going to impact what we deliver here as customer service. I think I need to pull her in and deal with it. And then say, I've also experienced it myself. So I know it's not just a customer experiencing it. I experienced it too. And once she escalates that, I promise you something will be done. If nothing is done, then she ought to be very careful about where she's working.
We have Kay Lewis on the line. Mr. Lewis or Mrs. Lewis?
Hi.
We can hear you.
Hi. Good night, everybody. Hope everybody is well. So I just had to call, and I know it's later in the show and you're getting ready to close, so I won't go into details about my experience. But I just had to say that I am so very, extremely excited. To me, the excitement, y'all can't see me right now, but I am bubbling over.
Oh, great.
With excitement on the initiative that you all are taking on as far as bringing awareness or creating a forum where persons can have a conversation have a conversation about their customer service experiences, because you would be surprised about how many persons are experiencing poor customer service on a very regular basis.
Yes.
And yes, you are frustrated, so you talk amongst yourselves.
Yes.
But of course, talking amongst yourselves is serving no purpose if it's not getting to the ear of the persons that it needs to. And on top of that, like you said, because the supervisors in a lot of cases are the problem or are part of the problem, it's still not affecting the change that it really, really should. Especially when we as consumers are spending our hard-earned money for goods and services, and the cost of living over here is way too high for us to at least not be able to get good customer service while we spending $100 on a paint. So, like, seriously, I am so very excited, for what is to come.
Yes.
Like I said, I'm going to call in at another time to give my experiences, because I have a lot.
Yes, Miss Lewis, and please do. Please make sure you're the first on the line next week, Tuesday. Table of Change will be back next week, Tuesday at 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock on the same station. So, Table of Change, we will make a difference. See you next week on Table of Change.